Transformers, the show! From Michael Bay to Marvel, UK, everyone in between. Breaking news and toy reviews, every robot turns wet dream. Grab a brew and join the crew, become part of our team. Bring your mom, let's drink her own, make sure you're at least 18. Welcome to the show, the party and the flow. Friday nights, let's go, Transformers, the show!
Hi everyone, welcome to Transformers the Show, episode 263. Apologies for our tardiness tonight. It's an absolute nightmare tonight. Just trying, because I'm redoing the room, so my room I don't normally look like I'm homeless. I've had to transport the PC from one side to the other every single time. And then things I had to connect to the HDMI cable, and that didn't work. And then I was like looking for an old PCMI cable to connect it up to the back of the computer. It's been stressful. Do you know what I could do with a couple of hours of chatting about Transformers? With some mates, some right lads, and chatting about the news. And speaking of news, we've got loads coming up tonight. We've got our most underused bots, so have a think about that, because that's going to be our foreplay, our top 5 most underused bots. Plus all the news, all the other stuff, special announcements. But as always, we start off with the news.
I talk some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Hi, news.
Always have to wait for that little couple of seconds. Right, Notrab has been sharing more photos, as he is wont to do. This time of the Armada Red Alert we're getting with the Age of the Primes toys. So we'll whiz through this. There's quite a lot of photos this week. Lots of people getting new things and sharing photos of them.
He's all right, mate. Big chunky boy.
Yeah, I mean it's better proportion than the original toy was. As cool as the original toy was, it's definitely a step up from that point of view. But the original toy was bigger. That's one thing to say. It had the chunk.
Chunk.
Love it. Sorry.
Then we go. No, go on.
No, it's just that I like that last toy. I don't like these toys. These toys are bad toys for me. But I know other people like
Bad
them.
toys. Bad toys.
Bad toys.
So again, Notrab shared a gallery of the Age of the Primes, Deluxe Aerial Bots, Air Raid, and Slingshot. And put them alongside the Constructicons, so you can see what they look like together.
I think they look better together, don't they?
These things often do. You get them next to other bots. It does help. I like the fact the back they tried to sculpt on some thrusters instead of it just being like the feet, like it normally is.
Big feet.
I think they're okay. I just think they're screaming out for gap fillers and stuff like that.
They always will.
Keeping
Keeping these companies in business now. I mean, look at that.
Wow.
And there's the jet mode. I mean, they're
It will
very
be
much
interesting.
G1 toys.
If you ever do something like the custom order Transformers, then suddenly you get the options of ones with gap fillers and ones without, what would actually happen? I think everyone would go for the ones with gap fillers unless you're a complete idiot.
Spontaneously combust. That looks solid. That looks a decent old mode.
Yeah.
And then Blockies. We saw some of this stuff, but we've had some photos. I think this was from Blockies, but obviously they've got a photographer who's taken them for them. So these are the Defender version.
Some of them are renders and some are the actual figures.
Yeah. So these will be the figures, I'm assuming.
Gojira Prime's asking why the aerial bots bad boys. That's only my opinion. I just don't think they look good. I don't like the hands. I don't like the gaps when they're transformed. I think they look basic. I don't think the detail's very good for them. I think Hasbro have done a poor job. But I know lots of people.
But other than that, he loves them.
No, they're great.
Anyway, there's Inferno, the greatest of the Raptors.
That's the figure of the bunch, isn't it? I think.
So many
Grow
comments.
Grow up. Be mature.
I mean, the big thing, which I think it surprised a lot of people who are not actually Blocky fans, is the fact that Devastator is coming out of the little tiny Guardian Defenders, and they think it looks quite good from what they've seen so far. And I think that took a lot of people by surprise. And then suddenly, Blocky, something they weren't interested in, suddenly became quite appetizing.
And we may have something about that coming up. So this is the YOLO Park AMK Pro Optimus Prime, originally released as a Cybertron Con 2024 exclusive in China. So this is the transparent version. So if you like your clearish plastic, then this will be for you. People keep insisting to me this stuff doesn't break as much as people say it does.
I'd like to see that against my ball, because I bet you it will break.
Science.
Do you remember, like when we were kids, they used to have those, the wrestling ones stick out most. They're like the jelly kind of molds that were in like a plastic, like blister pack, and they were like gummy bears.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah, I'd eat it. I'm not.
Tony.
I was thinking of this, like, the sort of sweets you used to get at fairgrounds, which were almost crystallized and didn't really taste that nice, and I had that sort of red, transparent look, which you were just looking like a wee mentalist, and getting anywhere because it was probably glass and you didn't realise.
Built character.
Yeah.
Mark Lonis then decided to share some. That's Mark from Hasbro. Well, praise be to Mark. Decided to share his photos of Air Raid, specifically focusing on Air Raid this time. And this is where they get you.
He's a skilled photographer as well, isn't he?
A man loves toys.
Just great
and
posing
he's a
them,
little
isn't he?
artist.
So, what?
Whatever's directly above him is in deep shit.
I want to live forever. Air Raid.
Can use his fins.
Yeah, he makes it.
I just get a feeling in the sequence of those photos, it's Air Raid, he's split his legs too far and then now just collapsing slowly to the ground.
That would certainly be yours.
So who's getting these? Jamie, Andy, Pete, all three of you getting the...
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Especially after your glowing references.
Oh, I like that
Well, we
photo.
had to.
That's my review.
Yeah.
So
Before
it's
you
just
think about
me.
it.
Yeah.
For now, but you'll join us eventually.
Yeah, I was going to say, then you'll change your mind
Exactly.
and then buy them off a group.
Yeah. I'd be like,
FOMO will kick in.
really want to get some shit toys today.
The next thing you'll be buying a pink version
Yeah.
for £300.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have seen this before. So
Now you
the
can
first
buy it for
stuff-
100 quid. I hope you didn't pay more than 100 quid. I know.
You buy for £100 now, can you?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
AliExpress.
Oh, dear.
It's on AliExpress now.
Yeah.
Didn't see that.
Anyway,
Thanks for telling me.
for those wondering what Supreme is related to, it's a high-end US clothing brand, and it's done some other collaborations with Hot Wheels before in 2019. And it's G1 Prime mold with Supreme on it in Supreme colors. It's red.
I mean,
No concrete
Paul-
information about price or release date.
Paul might have single-handedly increased the price of pink primes. Across the internet.
I'm looking up now.
It's the market value. Market value. Everybody's
Don't
blaming
see it on
that Paul
AliExpress.
Farrelly.
Whereabouts
just
on
want-
AliExpress was it?
This might be
Well-
a conversation for later.
Wait, I didn't start it.
We didn't start the fire.
There is one for
Yeah.
£200.
Oh, that's a bit expensive. That's bloody jumped.
I can't see one for 100.
It's because they found out how much you paid and they bumped the prices up. Paul.
I mean, that was last week when I looked at it. It was 100. 112.
Moving along quickly. G2 Grimlock and Wheelie. Not Job again, who's got seems to get all of these figures. I've no idea if he's getting them from Hasbro, if he's just buying them where he is, because some of this stuff is appearing abroad. So, I mean, it's
Can't
Grimlock.
find one for £100. Like one for it's £300, but you get the AliExpress code to use, don't you, when you sign up, which gets you 30% off. Because I've not gone through a thingamajig.
Because it was 112 when I looked at it, and there was like 3 different ones. And I
There
thought,
are ones
I'm
up
not going
there.
to say it to you on the day because that'd be a bit crap.
Gee,
There's these. They're 112.
Should we pause the live stream so we can have a conversation? Oh wait, no, we can't. That's right, because we're live. Yes, Grimlock. But if you want, I don't know. And then Wasp, Age of the Primes animated Wasp, much better than Waspinator.
he's
It's amazing what a
gonna be-
paint job and head mold can do, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really excited about getting that.
He will look good on the animated shelf.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, they've jumped the price. It was like 112, now it's 211, and they're saying down from 300 to. They've jumped it by almost like 50%.
Well, for a Waspinator, that's scandalous.
There are ones for 100, but they're just not. It's not Pink Optimus Prime.
Sorry, Wasp, not Waspinator. Anyway, there's Wasp. And you're right, Bisto. Wasp does look great. And as Paul alluded to, I think earlier, and certainly it was in our description of the show, Liokaiser has been funded, and they've only just, I think today, put up the pre-orders for Japan or somewhere, because it was on one of the news sites. So, I mean, it looks like it's going to smash its way through the old tiers. But yeah, if you have gone in for this, it looks like it's coming. Well, it is. There's no doubt.
What I thought was cool is the first tier. The first tier is going to be that extra bot, isn't it? I can't remember what he's called. But that's like that. Because if they were really pushing it, they could have put that as like a 4th tier or 5th tier or something, and people really would have. It's good they've done that. But I thought that was cool. And yeah, I think it's made it on sales just in the US and UK alone in Europe.
We are great, to be fair. We are great. Here you go, blockies again. So this is the Devastator, or at least part of it, from the Defender 2 model kits. This is Notrab again. May as well just have a direct link to him constantly. But there you go. So we get like the top part of Devastator.
Right, I found one for 173 already, Paul. So it's going down. It's going down in price.
Live updates.
Yes.
Is that with money off it?
No, that's not with money off it. No, they always got money off it. It's how Express to say 30% off. But they said that when that was 112 last week.
But when you log in, if you've used the 30% off, it's going to use it again.
The hard-hitting, groundbreaking news that people tune in for.
How much is the King Blocky now?
I'm finding now because I've added it to the cart.
Our roving reporter is currently scouring AliExpress.
I'll buy another one if I see one for 100.
It's still going at 173. It's still going. So apparently the 30% will still work.
That's not far off what I paid. But if it was 100, I'd get another one, definitely.
There's Soundwave. He's gold. There he is with Starscream. They both look a bit shiny. It's Wheeljack, not there.
How professional is Andy just ploughing on?
Sorry, I'm just...
Gojira's just said that Ali won't include tax or shipping.
Yeah, they do, because it's the UK. They have to. It's the law.
You, Gojira Prime.
But not when you... Only, isn't it when you get to checkout?
Yeah, the checkout only tells you the estimated
anyway, I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, Hasbro's partnering with Space Marine 2 developer Saber Interactive,
and the shipping's free.
AAA game based on tentpole IP. It's all in there. It's all in there. Basically, people are now speculating about what we're going to get from this. I don't know. I just can't get over the fact that you read an interview with him and it says Cox said. But there you go. A bit childish. Cox out. So they're doing this. They did Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Maybe we'll get a really good game out of it. There's a nice picture just to highlight the crossover element, which we probably won't get. But, you know, it'd be kind of cool if we did that. That would be good. Where are we? Oh, yeah, that's right. News. MDLX Optimus Prime sleep mode, not dead, sleep mode. So this is.
I've got a £1 coupon off.
This is estimated to release in the second quarter of 2025. Pre-orders should go up soon for people who want to buy it. I've no idea how much it costs. Oh, $80. I'm lying. I did know how much it cost. It's 8 inches tall, and it's $80, I believe. It is supposed to replicate his death in Transformers the movie, but it's a much more stylized Prime.
Someone with a backside like that doesn't deserve to die, I don't think.
He's got an ass. Can't wait to use it. Should have used it during the battle. Crotch thrust, standard.
A dance off.
There you go, 18 centimeters. There you go. Anywho, let's move on. We had these cool photos. This is the DNA Design DK56 Animated Universe Motormaster Upgrade Kit being used with him. Although apparently this is a custom painted Menasor. So just in case anybody notices any differences. This is via Zode 340 on X. And that's what the kit can do to it, should you wish to partake.
Whoa. That's
Yeah.
that is
Switch.
bloody lovely.
It's pretty cool. If it
You
came
can't-
with all that stuff in the beginning, I may
Yeah.
have bought it.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, yeah, it would just look rubbish if I tried painting it.
Yeah, I'm not going to try
Yeah.
that. Either.
Like a little version of Menasor.
But you see, you give that toy this kit, and it does
Oh,
really look
yeah.
good. So
Yeah.
hats off to DNA Design for this one, because they've done one hell of a job. He just knocked off Sentinel Prime's head, or just knocked him into the ground. I can't tell. And there he is battling. Do love those blast effects as well.
Mm.
Very nice. And it improves the truck mode, fills it out a bit. And there he is hanging out with the lads.
That's a good
As
shot.
he
I like
want to do. Then we got this photo, but I'm going to skip past this because we actually have more photos of this that appeared right at the end before I came on. So this was from Hobby Base. They're a shop, aren't they, online? And I think it was that their pre-orders were going up or something for the T-Spark Adamus Machina, which is Rodimus Prime. It's the transforming version of like the flame toys, isn't it? So there's more photos a bit later on, so we'll skip on. This is in here because why did I put this in here again?
You're talking about
this
me
is
will
the
take me
rumours.
to order. Yeah,
Yes.
me to order.
So there are rumors, and they are literally just rumors at this point, that Hasbro are going to follow along with what Mattel have done with a made-to-order system of selling toys. So what Mattel have been doing is they put the pre-order up for a figure, and they literally only make the number of pre-orders that come in. So if you don't pre-order it, no, it's not for everything, but for certain toys. So there's a rumor that Hasbro are considering doing the exact same thing, which might see some of the more exclusive figures go up just as pre-order stuff, and they'll only make the stuff that is pre-ordered.
What's the benefit of a system like that?
Right, so apparently they've been doing it in other toy lines. This is on the screen because this is an example of it. This is X-Men 97 Sentinel figure. Not a HasLab, so there were no tiers and no need for a funding goal. A figure that was available for pre-order for a certain amount of time, and only a amount ordered would be made. Mattel's been doing it for years. The reason is it removes any inventory cost from the company for that item and any issue with unsold items, which proved to be a pain or a thorn in the side for Hasbro for the past decade with figures. I'm guessing they're referring to the stuff that ends up in discount stores having been sold off on cheap. So that's the thinking about it. But we really have to stress this is just a rumor that's come from somebody who was on the boards at Cybertron.com, I think it was, and there's no confirmation of this. We don't know if this is true. It might turn out to be true.
But is this
At
a
the moment, it's
rumor
all
which
speculation.
perhaps could bring life to itself?
Maybe. We don't know. We'll just have to wait
I mean,
and see.
could Cox be watching this very show going, "Oh, handsome
Oh, but
lads,"
I'm pretty
What
sure
are they
Cox
talking
is
about?
watching this show.
and then he listens and goes, "That's a good idea. I'm going to do that."
Just to be clear, this picture was with the news story because one of the things Mattel did was they created figures and toys based around this recent Super Bowl. So those are Barbies that you could get with in like your team's attire and stuff. and they were like you pre-ordered them, and they only made the amount that was
Sure.
pre-ordered.
Well
So I'm
played, Andy.
sorry,
You covered that
guys,
well.
you
covered
can't
it well.
get these anymore. You can't buy these anymore. I'm so
I
sorry
believe
for
you. I believe you.
Believe Cybertron.com. You don't need to believe me. Then here he is. So this is why I didn't want to dwell too long on the other photos. So we've got some more photos of the Flame Toys Rodimus. These were from Twitter user Jungle _ Nagoya, and it's just the robot mode at the moment. But you will see that Flame Toys Rodimus is on the left of the picture.
Is that my left or your left?
The left is you're looking at the screen.
Left to look at the screen.
Yeah, let's not complicate it, Jamie. There'll be
It's
somebody
just because
I'm trying to go around the
my-
back of it. Is it my which left am I on? Anyway, there you go. It is a beast of a figure. And how much was it? Can anybody remember how much it cost? Because I don't think it was as much as we originally thought
It was about 125 or 175. I can't remember. Something between that.
175 sounds really familiar, but I can't remember either. So
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
All I
Damn,
know
no.
is I wish I could get it. I don't know. I think it looks quite cool.
just
But
create another budget. That is the
I don't
way.
know, but it doesn't match anything I've got apart from maybe Mastermind Creations that I push.
Well, I mean, does Robosend match that many things you've actually got other than the
Robust
other
is a thing of
Robosend?
beauty.
Whoa! Rocky ground, Andy. Rocky ground.
Everybody, offer your opinions on Robosend in the chat. Jamie will love that. Anyway, right, that's that. Shall we do some third-party news? There's not lots, but let's do some.
All right, cool. I've changed the third party news. We're going to do a different thing now and do adverts from the 80s.
DT. It's any kid's stunt bike, but it's up to you to clear the obstacles. You increase the revs for the run-up, one eye on the clock, and judge the ideal moment for takeoff. Well, we can't all be Eddie Kidd. Or what about Formula One? You can join in the thrills and spills with Demon Driver, steer past slower cars in a race against time. But watch out, even Demon Drivers lose control. Eddie Kidd Stunt Bike and Demon Driver from Palatoy.
This is today's Action Man, watching the armored Jeep getting ready for action. Talking Commander gives his orders.
Give me some cover.
The assault copter fires off its rockets in support, right on target. But is the battle over? Only you know. You and Action Man.
Nice. 89p
That was well
for an
worth
action man.
it. 89p bargain. I can't put this. There you go.
Sorry.
It's all right. No, it's it's
Do you ever think the Nazi Germany was losing the war because they were so well dressed and just stuck out, didn't they? Like, oh, nice, like black, blue sort of uniforms. Everyone else is camouflaged and they're just like walking popsicles.
I mean, that's certainly one way to take this conversation. There.
I just looking at that.
But...
I just looked at that advert and it was just, oh, you could see the bad guy straight away.
Are they the bad guy? Doctor Who's Workshop DWMC05 disc jockey. So this is like a little Doctor Who frenzy from the 2007 movie. Strangely, look, quite a lot of people seemed excited by this. Sorry, I'm just going to burp. Yeah, that's it. Doctor Who coming back with more stuff. And that's about all I've got for you there on that one. I might be the only Doctor Who this week. Unique Toys, UTB09 Red Destroyer, which is their masterpiece movie scale Age of Extinction Stinger. This is the prototype, and this came from Weibo user NPM_collector. And if you like your movie bots, this might be something you're excited about. Looks like a Bionicle to me, but there you go.
Yeah.
I can feel the excitement in the room for this. So
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like,
Movie
it still
film.
feels too soon, doesn't it, to the Bayverse films? I know, like Brandon stuff collect it. I just wonder if you'll like over the next couple of years, like 3 or 4 years time, you'll get that real movement, and you'll start getting a lot more. Because like if you type in Transformers into Google or something, it doesn't show you the G1 anymore; it just shows you Bayverse films from top to bottom.
but that's it. There's a market for it, isn't there? Definitely. And the
think it's a
reality is
growing
those people are, yeah, definitely. And it'll become more a part of what we see all the time. But Not for an old man like me. Anyway, right. Then we had this. This is Perfect Fusion, which is Fans Toys Cesium, and we're also going to see it next to Fans Toys Scoria. Yeah. So now let me get this right. Fans Toys Scoria, I'm assuming, is the one on the left, and Perfect Fusion Cesium on the right.
Why
man?
Sexy.
I was just going to say, Pete, this is right up your.
Aye.
I want
It will replace the. It will replace the version of Slug that I have with my Fans Toys Dinobots. Very excited, very surprised that they released it. Let's hope it's not extortionate. Which I feel like it's probably going to be.
It might not be. It might not be.
It will be.
Yeah. Only the £400 on AliExpress. Right. Moving on.
AliExpress has still got its sale going on now, where you've got free shipping, so take advantage of it while
So
you
if
can.
it is £400, hang on. Are you sponsored by AliExpress all of a sudden?
Not now, but I'm working on it.
Right. So this is Mini Force Dinoid Rex Kaiser teaser. This came from MFMC Development on X. Now, we're expecting like a Volcanicus type thing, but some people have pointed out that the head sculpt and just this silhouette of it doesn't necessarily scream what people expect. So there was some speculation about whether there might be other G1 combiner versions of this, but we just don't know. And that was the other picture that they also teased, which I'm guessing is the individual bot modes. But again, you can't see a hell of a lot.
Gojira's saying it's Seacons.
Yeah, well, that was what some people have speculated that it might be. So we're waiting to see if that is the case. Now, if it's Seacons, then I may have to have a good look at this and perhaps a dabble. But if it's Volcanicus, I'm not interested at all. But, you know, I might go in for Seacons.
It don't look like no Dinobot.
The only Seacons we've had from third party
was
it Unique Toys ones? Unique Toys Poseidon or something it was called? And they were really stylized, so I wasn't a big fan of them.
Oh, Moonstructor's quite a good guess, actually.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's why this is fun, when you can speculate a little, and it doesn't matter if you get it wrong.
Edit that bit out where he guessed that well. We'll go, Moonstructor. I think it could be a Moonstructor.
Leaving that, move on. Ocular Max, Infinite Finity, IFO2 Stray, size comparisons via Artemis Prime, Transformers Gallery. So if you are getting this figure, have got this figure, think about getting this figure. There's photos to show how it scales with you. God, that Ironhide looks awful. Which Ironhide's that?
OG masterpiece.
I thought Bumblebee looked awful as well. If you look at Bumblebee, you go back and you just wonder, he could have started the war with that face.
Oh, but he's so happy. Bless him. A lot of leg there to the rest of the body ratio. Anyway, there he is with the bros.
It does show that Sideswipe is like proper outdated now, doesn't it? As a masterpiece
does
bot
look
when
at
you
it.
look at
Yeah. Very wide, isn't he? Very chesty. Very chesty.
RC looks like a place. It does look good. I don't know.
And Hound.
I see putting next to all the old masterpiece figures.
It just started just for.
Shouldn't
That's
tracks
nice.
be bigger?
Is
I
that-
thought tracks was bigger. How's tracks smaller than Hind? What?
Scale is in the eye of whoever
An
was drunk
idiot.
when they did this.
I don't know.
I mean, Blitzwings. Look at the size of him. Anyway, I'm sure somebody in the chat will be telling us that it's all canonically correct and get the size chart out. No, very much no. Anyway, there's that. So you may already have it. You may be getting it. Either way. And then this is an articulated skeleton armor kit. which offers ankle support for fantastic model FMO2 Marg, which has obviously been out recently and quite a few people have reviewed, including people like friend of the show Arrowfire, and I'm sure other people as well. This has come via DP Robot Store on AliExpress. So does, like, I don't have this, obviously, this Marg, obviously, but does it have issues with stability in its ankles? Has anybody heard anything about this? I've only heard people waxing lyrical.
I haven't heard anything bad about the ankles. Might make them better.
I mean, it must have, mustn't it? I guess from seeing this, but you'd be pretty freaking livid, wouldn't you? How much was it? 180 quid?
But that's kind of. I don't want to get into this argument about which is better, mainline or third party again, but it's like Marg seems like quite a high end, like really looks a really good quality figure. If like the ankles are knackered on it or not particularly good straight out the box, that strikes me as, like, again, like the things you get with Hasbro. It's like a QC issue that really shouldn't happen. Certainly not for a high end thing anyway. But yeah, maybe my expectations are too high. But that's what you get.
You have expectations.
Exactly. That's why they're too high. You should never have expectations of anything.
Sam will know, won't you? Sam's in the chat.
Sam, come on, Sam. You know. There's
something wrong with the ankles. But it's cool how it sets it up so that you can have the robot mode and the Ultra Magnus mode as well. Quite like that.
Yeah, that's quite clever. You know, that's decent. Anyway, we will move on. A couple of non-Transformers related quick bits of news. So this is Master Replicas who are starting their Star Trek line, and this apparently is the first wave of figures they're doing. So you've got 3 from the recent Picard season 3, which was excellent. You've got Spock from Discovery, I want to say. No, not Discovery, the other one. Strange New World. And then you've got, now remind me, Boimler, who's the other 2?
Green Face and Girl.
Green Face and Girl.
I can never remember names, but they're from Lower Decks, which is
from Lower Decks.
I love Lower Decks, and in fact, of all the ones, I'll probably only get the Lower Decks. I don't think when you look at Master Replicas, other stuff like the starships, because they're quite small, they're quite accurate, and they've got faces. Faces are hard to do, aren't they? You kind of see on some of the faces, like Jonathan Frakes looks a bit odd there. It's not going to get the same impact as when you've got the starships, but the cartoon characters are obviously easy to do. They look like a really good representation. So I might just get Girl and Green Face and Boimler.
Something about Picard just seems completely off, like he's just going to go to a nightclub or something like that.
He looks far healthier than he probably did in the actual series. Is probably the major thing. God love him, and we do love Sir Patrick Stewart.
Sam said the ankles are fine. The ankles are fine, and to leave him alone.
Yours, Sam, or the ones on the toy? You tell us, please.
So why did they make a third party add-on kit then?
Yeah, Sam. Yeah. Anyway, we've moved on. So you mentioned this last week, didn't you, Paul? I can't remember if it was on the show or after the show.
Yeah,
so
it was in the news.
We talked a bit about Masters of the Universe and the film that is actually already being filmed. And this was a photo that was taken on the set. Somebody took a sneaky photo while they were filming. My understanding of the plot is that it starts on Earth, where Prince Adam, has been sent as a small child for his own safety. In this version, well, Eternia is another planet rather than another realm in this. Like another. It's not a multiversal thing. It's somebody described it online as the plot sounding like it's the opposite to the 1980s film, where they started off in Eternia, then spent most of the rest of the film on Earth. This apparently is like the opposite. They start off on Earth and then spend most of the rest of the film on Eternia. But
like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, perhaps with a small dog. We shall see. A Wicked Witch of the West. Evil Lynn, I suppose. But anyway, we chucked it in there because those of us who like Master of the Universe were interested. And we shall see if it's any good.
The police lady is carrying the sword of power quite very nonchalantly and easily. Like perhaps maybe she's the chosen one.
I'm not sure if the sword of power is like Thor's
That'd be hell of a
hammer.
twist.
I know, but still, she's just like carrying it. It's like, oh my god, this is so disgusting.
She's just holding, safely. So she's. You don't run with scissors, do you? Don't run with a sword. That's it. That's the news.
Great news, mate.
Evidence bag.
Any more AliExpress updates, or are we just?
I put my phone down.
Just 2 more days of the sale. That's all I'm saying, Soji. Yeah.
We now
return to the Transformers.
I don't really know if I'm coming or going this week. I'm not even sure if I've got anything. I'm pretty confident I don't. I know I've got a few which we're going to turn up today, which look like they've been to later next week. But I have ordered, which should be released to me before the show next week. Remember we looked at those Audley figures?
Yes.
Figures? They look quite good, so I've ordered one of those to check it out. Hopefully it's not better than Blockies, because I'm quite invested now in Blockies. If something was to come along, fuck that up, I'd be quite angry, especially if they released a pink Audley figure. Which was rare across the shores. So so I've got one of those coming this week. So, and also the Action Optimus Prime, the bigger one. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I was a bit disappointed with the classic class Blockies. They were very similar to the normal Galaxy Blockies. I thought they'd be quite a bit different and a lot bigger. It was all right. It's a good figure. The ones I got, the Mirage from the Transformers Beast movie, whatever that one was.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Rise of the Beast.
Rise of the Beast. That's it. So yes, I've got some Transformers coming, but they're coming next week. And I'm just sorting my room out, so that's why it's an absolute state. It was probably going to take over a month.
There's definitely been an improvement in the classic class from the Rise of the Beast version figures. There's been a sort of jump up with Transformers 1 versions. Very much like you saw between the Galaxy version box set 1 and then Galaxy version box set 5 to then 6, which even improved even more.
Yeah, everyone said that Megatron's quite good as well, and that's a jump up from the Optimus Prime action figure. But I'll get us a Dandy, I'll get this, and if I like it, I'll get the Megatron. I will like it, and I will get the Megatron, no doubt. I look like a new romantic. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me, Ed. And absolutely the look I was going for. Thank you. Andy, did you pick anything up this week?
Oh shit, we're on pickups, aren't we? Oh god, I got a bad back, but that's just old age. The only thing I got this week was, and I didn't get it from TK Maxx because all my local TK Maxxes were cleared out. And then I noticed on Amazon it was only about £5 more than it was in TK Maxx at the time, so I just said, screw it. I'm not wasting petrol driving around to TK Maxx's looking for these things, so I grabbed one, and I haven't had a chance to open it. But that's it. That's all I've got this week.
Hey, it's a pickup. It's a pickup. Jamie, did you have anything this week?
Yes. So actually, I think I've broken Maylin because Maylin was just commenting on how I didn't seem to have any Transformer pickups this week. And I almost could hear sorrow in her voice. But what I picked up is some Street Fighter 2 figures. Yikes. I'll put that there.
Did you get them from Smith's?
Yes, I ordered it from the Smith's website.
They've got some cheap ones.
They're
you know,
on
they
sale,
did the clearance
aren't they?
bit. They've got the
and yeah, this is the sort of new wave which just came in. So it's quite cool. Amazon were overcharging these. They were like 30 quid in Amazon or like 35 at one point, but now you can get them for about 22, 24. And it was quite good. It came in the next day as well. I don't know if it's because I bought all three, but normally you pay for free postage. It should be Royal Mail. So I thought it would be like 2 weeks before I'd get it, but then it came the next day. I got some human Transformers, Leatherneck, which is a bit of a dodgy sounding name now when I think about it. I know. Yeah,
Been out the sun too long.
Yeah.
Not Dodger Sunstreak who picked up Darkstream, Gas Skunk, and Slapper. That sounds like a 2002 metal rave group.
And I
Or a
got
great night
Xandar.
out.
You know,
Yeah.
this is one ginger you wouldn't want to make fun of. Xandar, he's pretty cool. I love him.
As if we'd
He's an
make fun of
awesome
Gingers,
character,
Jamie. Seriously.
especially doing a belt like that. You know.
Well done, Guzzy. 419.
419.
And a bit annoyed about this because I got this from Hasbro Pulse, ordered it, came in, only to go on that very day to see Kapow Toys go sale. So I got these for like 24 quid or something like that each. And In Demand Kapow was selling them for £14 or $14.95. You know. So I was like, that sucks a bit, especially when it's just new. So it wasn't even like they'd been out for a couple of months. They'd literally just been released that day in Kapow Toys and had them on sale. But yes,
I was going to say that's going to take
Yeah.
put a dent in the old budget. That
Well,
is.
I was aggrieved, and I did mention that to me, Len. You know, I thought, yeah,
Because it's her fault.
Yeah, I was going to say, lucky Bailey.
I held her responsible.
yeah, her fault. Glad you can see it from my side, guys. That's what you call support. Yes, but that was my pickups this week. Human Transformers.
Great pickups. Pete, what did you get, mate?
I didn't get any toys. I got a new running watch. The Garmin 255 Music, so you can control your music from the Garmin as well.
Does
as
it have
track
pulse as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not Hasbro Pulse, just regular Pete Pulse. And it does GPS and stuff like that. So, but there are no toys. No toys. However, Jamie and I have an excursion planned tomorrow, so potentially there will be toys as a result of that.
Good.
That's it.
Well, enjoy tomorrow.
So, what a reaction.
Have a great day.
You mean Sandown, of course, yes?
Yes,
Sandown,
yes.
toy thingy.
Toy fair.
Fair, that's the word.
Sandown Toy Fair. Do I want to give us an update on the fundraising? Yes, I do, Paul. Thank you very much. It continues to astound me, the support that we're receiving. We are now at 38% of goal. As you can tell by the thermometer, the red is increasing every week. We've still got 11 weeks. It's actually 11 weeks on Sunday, the half marathon. Funnily enough, I haven't released the weather forecast yet, so I'm still praying for snow. That would be terrific. Training is going well. I already had the body of a Greek god. Now I'm starting to get the endurance of a East African athlete. Before I go it, I will be finishing the race in minutes and hours rather than days and weeks, which is always something to strive for. So
your sound's just coming out a little bit.
Yeah, you sound good.
Do you have some merchandise pictures to show as well, Pete?
So have we not got them yet?
They are on social media, but I don't have them to hand.
That's right. People
I'll
ask
share
me
them
what the
again.
link is today. If we'll get the link up, but if you head to Transformers to Show on Facebook, it's there, isn't it?
Join
Yeah.
our Facebook. It's all in there. It's pinned.
And we are, there isn't a cut-off date so much. The half marathon's on the May the 11th, and merchandise is still going to be for sale before then and after then, going into TFN, etc. So we will we'll draw a cut-off in the sand somewhere, but there isn't one yet.
Pete, well done, mate. That's outstanding. So over £500 or near £500 for.
Oh yeah. No, it's astounding, and we are very, very grateful and very, very privileged to have such a supportive network around us.
And
Thank
if you
you
don't
very
complete
much,
it, do you just have to refund everyone?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, yeah. To be fair, I might be dead.
I love the fact you think you'll run better in the snow than you will if it's hot.
I genuinely will.
Freezing,
I'm
your
hot
neck's
now.
not sticking over. Planning to slide your way there.
Yeah.
Like kids at parties on their knees when the music comes on it. Just him flying past.
On tarmac. Nice. Well, I suppose it's
Cool. Well, Pete.
And the rumours, and can I just dispel, Dave makes a point in the chat, donations will soar if Pete agrees to run in a Cheetor costume. I can categorically tell you now, I will not be running 13 miles in a Cheetor costume.
You'll be
If there
walking.
was a number,
Unless £5,000.
jogging it.
£5,000.
£5,000. Yeah.
£5,000, I'll run it in a mankini.
God, well, no, I kind of hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't get to battleground. It's very mixed emotions, right?
Please. I mean, I am thinking of the children, but please, 4,998.
The fact that we don't want it to happen is the sign we're speaking of the children. I don't think you'll be allowed to be fair.
I don't think we should let him.
Where will I pin the number? Where will I pin the number? Oh, it raises too many questions.
All right, cool. Pete, well done. You have definitely picked up my heart with that effort. Well done. Right, let's do some foreplay.
Lynn, these are sex people.
What do you mean?
They're sex swappers. Lynn, this is DEFCON 1. Look. Look. Don't make the same noise as them. Don't think you want to join in.
Probably should change that, shouldn't we? Get some decent intros. Hi, Nosy. Hi,
Nosy's in the chat.
Burgess. Do you guys have a non-Twitter link? I like free speech, but draw the line at allowing fascism. Thanks. Yeah, we've got one on Grindr. You can.
It's also on Blue Sky as well.
And it's on the Facebook group again. If you go in the Facebook group, there's a whole post about it. You can follow the links.
The book
all
of
owned
Yeah,
by
you know
American
this.
companies which support that, so you're kind of stuffed.
Doesn't matter what you
We're all
do,
going to
you're
hell.
supporting a Nazi somehow.
Yeah, let's face it. You need a British company, which it wouldn't work, but at least we know it's kind of safe.
It wouldn't look-
Oh, the highs and lows of live YouTubing.
Yeah.
Right. So this week it's our most underused character in Transformers history. So which character do we feel should have got more of the limelight, shone through, would had enough development that should have got more screen time or some more comic time or some more figures?
A
Right.
lot of people asking for the grinder list.
As if you don't know what. But,
I was gonna say, come on.
I've set it up so many times. Gav, you definitely know where it is.
It's
Right,
literally
cool.
on his OnlyFans page. It's right there. You cannot miss it.
So, what character, Peter, did you choose for the most underused character in Transformers history? Get involved in the chat already. Really's been suggested.
This is what happens when you give people a voice. They say wheelie.
Oh, dear me.
For me, it is Punch, Counter Punch, introduced in the Rebirth, obviously, and we got a fleeting glimpse for about 120 seconds about this character that was a double agent. Was he good? Was he bad? Was he a Decepticon pretending to be an Autobot? Was he an Autobot pretending to be a Decepticon? We didn't know. And then that was it. Disappeared off into the abyss, never to be seen again. There was a G1 toy. I never had the G1 toy. There was no story. There was nothing. And it was only in recent times with was it Truth and Lies, Story and Lies from '84, where you know, the prequel to the Marvel comics was written in a couple of episodes, and they chose to focus it on Punch. But it was just such an exciting, I'll rephrase it. It could have been such an exciting character that could have played a massive, you know, part in.
You
the
think
fandom.
that was down to the fact that season 4 kind of stopped for us in the West, and then Japan did its own thing? Because I don't even think Japan Anime recognised the Transformers the movie, did it?
No.
No, they got that later. So yeah, they changed a lot.
So there was a massive opportunity for them to do something with Punch. They didn't do it, but he gained. Jeremy mentioned it in our chat earlier. He gained some retribution in the prequel comic to the G1 comics, but still so much opportunity from such a character that you could have real depth with. So I think Punch is the most underused character in Transformers fandom.
Nice, good choice. Yeah, just so much.
Second was Brawn. Second was Brawn, obviously.
And we stopped you there, didn't we? We said, not again, Pete. Not again.
Studio Series 86 Brawn, obviously.
Is he next to you? Right, Andy,
I still
what did
love
you
it.
choose?
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at the Brawn thing. It's a hidden gem. Why? Because it was the back of my shelf and I didn't see it. And it needed dusting. Anyway, all right, where were we? Oh yeah, we're doing this. Well, you see, mine come as a duo. So my obvious answer is Double Dealer because that is the correct answer. But I say Double Dealer every time for this kind of thing. So I went for something different, and I went for these two absolute goons, which I've just shared pictures of. Paul, if you can pop them in.
So I was just checking the grinder links all working.
Make sure they're up and working. Trust me, they are. Right. So I went for the Horicons. So G1 is my jam on toast, and I think there was a lot of the later G1 bots that never got used properly. Like Counterpunch, another
good point, Virtual Dave.
But
Shut up, Dave.
To be fair, we did mention this to Pete, but me and Andy felt sorry for Pete, so we went, "Go for it, son, go for it."
Anyway, the Horicons. So, I would like to see them get more of the limelight. I just thought they were really interesting characters, or could have been really interesting characters. They're a couple of proper goons. They remind me of like Rocksteady and Bebop. They needed to be in the limelight more. They were headmasters. They were triple changes. They turned into monsters. Now, yes, I know some people will be saying that they were in the Japanese headmasters continuity. All right, fine, they were, but like that didn't exist for me as a kid. I never saw it till I was an adult.
What about the adventure books and the Ladybird books?
Well, they weren't even featured that much in them, though, Jamie. I mean, they had little roles, but they weren't main characters.
Yeah,
this is what
Weird Wolf was the bigger one.
You know that these guys are great when Bisto loves them. I mean, there's Bisto with Snapdragon. He absolutely loves Snapdragon. I don't know. I just found the picture when I was looking for pictures of Snapdragon and Apeface, and I just really love this. So, Bisto, back me up. Alex Milne loves them, and he did a great picture there. I just wanted to show that bit of it. I should have shared that for socials, but it's not recent. Anyway, I just think they're really excellent. I mean, we saw them in the Rebirth, which you didn't see that much of them. Apeface got more of the starring role, and I think that's because they just like the fact he turned into like a King Kong style gorilla, and there's more comedy available in that. But the G1 toys, again, they were just great. In case anybody's wondering, the price tag says $12.95 Woolworths. Just great toys. Yeah, I checked. I just love them. I just think they had so much potential and have so much potential. Just great fun toys that you could use, like I said, as those big goons, just nasty. And Hasbro tried to kind of bring him back. Well, certainly Snapdragon is one of the mercenary guys with Double Dealer in Earthrise, I think it was. But nothing really seemed to happen. Like, he didn't go anywhere, and he wasn't even in the bloody animated series. So, like, what's the point? If you're going to do it properly. Also, you've got to have Apeface back, because Apeface does stuff like this, where having had his arm ripped off by Rampage, he then proceeds to beat the crap out of him with the arm. I mean, that's
iconic scene.
Look at that. I mean, how can you not love these guys? And of course, Snapdragon nearly killed Daniel in the cartoon series, so we got to love him for that, because Daniel is horrible. And then I've even included this. This is how much I like the Horicons. I've included some third-party versions. Because
streamlined.
Are these the KFC ones? Is that right?
Yeah.
Somebody can tell me. Just great characters. We need more toys. We haven't had enough toys of these guys. And I just think they could do really well in a cartoon series, comic books, whatever. And yes, somebody might point out that in IDW, Apeface was in it a bit. And he was, but I mean, it wasn't a massive role. I want to say he got killed, but I might be wrong, so I won't do any spoilers because I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, the Horicons. They're big, they're bruises, they'd be entertaining. That's it, really. They're great.
Didn't Apeface have a mainline release quite recently? What was the?
Do you know what? It's interesting you should mention that, because yes, he did. I just happen to have it nearby. And truly the finest of all. Snapdragon. Yay, there we are. Anyway, but look, it's not in jet mode. Leave it alone. You've even said yourself in front of us before that you don't mind the other modes. It's the jet mode.
I was only being polite.
Shut up and I'm bringing this to the next gathering, and I'm going to make you hold it and caress it, and you will not throw it against a wall.
And Apeface. Name is
Grinder link in the comment. No.
Triple changer,
Eight
more
Face
like
was in seed. Yes, right.
triple fuck.
Time delay. Ooh, 2
Great.
viewers on Stream Boot. Nice.
Right, so I'll do mine. So I went for 1. So this character just gets nowhere near enough love. Brilliant introduction, stunning, and then you never see any more of it. And is, of course, which will easily win, is Alice from Transformers, the movie. She comes in. Now, there's just something about, if you look at that top photo, I just love introduction to astronomy. She's into physics and astronomy, so she's already got my. And do you know what? I don't mind that mouth. I, for one, do not mind that mouth. I'll be okay with that. And you can still sort of see the outline of a woman in the bottom one as well, which would mean be a challenge.
I foretold this. I foretold this.
You foretold this, did you?
Yeah, I said it in chat. I said Paul will go do this
with Alice. Yeah, so Alice here went with Alice. She but then why do we hear about this? There's no Titan Alice, is there? No, I'll buy that.
No,
Funny
enough, mate.
Yeah, imagine how quickly the HasLab Titan Alice would sell out. So yeah, that was mine. Robo sent Alice. Get it made.
We're working mouth action. Anyway.
Alice live action pretender.
No, she was.
Yeah.
She was canonically. She was a pretender.
But see, that's why I always was she really a pretender because she didn't have a shell.
Yeah,
I'd love it if she was.
One pretender.
Yeah.
They did their own version. If it was a
She's
shell
more
that
like
open, that would have been great.
Could you say
like that
no?
plastic
But
top.
is it more? She's more like a Beast Wars figure, organic on the outside, and then mechanoid on the inside.
Why?
Rather than a pretender.
It wasn't completely shit. I'm joking. I'm joking, Beast Wars fans. Don't ask me. Mostly because I won't pay any attention. Anyway.
Oh, you got
There
some
you go,
nice
Pete. I got your back.
pickups. Other than that, I just think Unicron. I just think he doesn't get enough love. Like, I know he was the main bit of the main movie of the '86 movie, but then there's just so much they could have done with him, or like merged him into a different character, or developed him further into the Transformers universe. So that was my 2. A sensible one and a silly one to make you all laugh. Jamie, go on, finish us off.
Basically, I don't know much about cars, but apparently these 2 were Lamborghinis. Apparently, is that still true? I don't know.
Yeah, the
Sunseeker and Sideswipe, and I guess individually in the comics, they obviously appeared in some stories, bit parts, and Sunseeker had a standout issue where it was basically focused on his egotistical personality. That sort of front cover when he's standing in front of a sort of like a building, high-rise building, where you can see his reflection, and he just loved it, which we all do sometimes when you go past these sort of type of buildings. But I think the thing I thought was not really used well, and was used quite a bit in the very first sort of 3 episodes where we were introduced to it, was the fact that they were fraternal twins, brothers, and they were like, probably out of the whole Autobots G1 assembled cast, these guys were the ones who could actually fight, and we had touches of that with the first 3 episodes, promises of that, like when he came to rescue Trailbreaker, or when the jets were attacking and they were holding off against the jets. And then at one point, I don't know if it was that episode as well, they were riding them at a rodeo. Sunstreaker and Sideswipe were riding the jets, which was a bit of a shock to see. And we just never got that sort of like brother in arms routine really play out again. And we never really got it in the comics, in the comics they had like individual stories, but I just thought they were such a cool duo. And yet we got to see the promise of that duo in the first 3 episodes. We got allured to it in some issues of the comic, and then it just sort of filtered out, died out. And I don't know about Transformers the movie. I know I didn't see the dead corpses anywhere, so I could presume they survived, although I think maybe people looking at scripts might argue differently. But I just think, as a duo, they just weren't utilised, or the promise. They almost became background characters These are some of like original photos I've done way back. Then sort of moving up to an updated Sunstreaker. There they are there. When Optimus Prime was doing a roll call, to go and intercept the Decepticons. There they are there. And everyone loves Sideswipe and Sunstreaker. The original sort of bad boys. And I just think it's looking at the comics, it's just something that wasn't used, but especially the cartoon. The cartoon that would have loved to see these guys who were very capable fighters do their magic, and we just didn't get it. It was almost like these characters were like the precursor to what Hot Rod was or could be. And then what we saw in the Rebirth when you had, people like Hot Rod and other sort of similar type architecture type of characters coming into play.
I'd love to see these guys as like wrestling robots. Because if you think of like the wrestlers we have in tag teams, they could be a tag team. Like the Rockers that we had in late 80s.
The Rockers! I was thinking that earlier.
Horrorcons could be like your nasty boys and knobs and sags. They're wrestlers, by the way. That's not just me being rude. You could do a whole series. Somebody should draw this shit. So I'm copywriting that. It's mine. Actually, you can steal that. I don't care.
I mean, because we obviously. I mean, you could look at other franchises where they might have been mentioned more, but I'm obviously thinking about G1, and I'm thinking about the G1 cartoon in the original Marvel UK comics, and that's what we're sort of keeping at. And I just think these characters, Bad Boys for Life, that sort of commando, cowboy, rodeo, we just didn't really get to see the magic it should have been there, which we alluded to in the first, Woven Meets Eyes, part 1, 2, and 3. And instead we had, I guess, focusing on characters like Bumblebee and stuff like that, when I think it would have been just awesome to have these guys. But yeah, that was my choice of underused potential of a duo ship.
Oh, excuse me. Very burpy tonight. I think in G1, you're right. I don't think they were used particularly. They're like there, weren't they, in the original first season? And then even then, didn't do a right lot. Did Sideswipe give Optimus Prime his backpack, his jetpack at one point, and got shouted at? And, like, what else did they really do apart from that? Oh, they saved Was it Trailbreaker they saved?
Well, yeah,
and
that was
came
it.
and kind of helped him out, and that's the only two things I really remember them doing, like, that stand out in the entire cartoon series. So maybe they survived the movie. We don't know. I can't remember. Sunstreaker appeared here, there, and everywhere.
That was the not the downside of the G1 cartoon, but the characters got flushed out a lot more in written media, didn't they? And they were developed a lot more. And the cartoons was kind of, if you were lucky, you had a run of episodes kind of thing. But some characters were one and done, weren't they? We know that Sunstreaker and Sideswipe were there for pretty much series 1, but after that, they just started to disappear, right? Because
what do you think of Bristol Yeti's point? But it's because maybe Sunstreaker and Sideswipe were popular. They didn't need to write stories for them. They already done it, so they focused.
It seems strange that someone like Sea Spray gets a whole episode dedicated to him where he falls in love with a mermaid. And you got Beachcomber every sold
episode, and Powerglide every sold episode, Gears every sold episode.
He falls in love with a human.
Yeah.
Some writers definitely projecting on
So what we're saying is mini-bots are pricks. That's what we're saying. That's the takeaway message.
Especially Brawn.
I don't like the character. I like the toy.
He's a hidden gem.
He's not now. He's at the front of the show.
I mean, if Sideswipe and Sunstreaker won the shuttle when the Decepticons attacked it in the Transformers movie, I think it'd be nice and alternative view that what if that's what we're going to do an episode of what if Sideswipe and Sunstreaker were in that shuttle and maybe the Decepticons would have got battered because these guys could actually shoot, and then they would have to be treated.
Literally.
And everything would have changed.
Sunstreaker and
I like Dave's comment about Powerglide, probably new series. How I Met Your Mother would be a very different series if that was that case. Oh dear.
That's so we don't get copyrighted by Disney about what if we could go imagine. We'll use imagine, if you will. Sideswipe and Sunseeker in that shuttle.
Cool. Right. Are we okay for the socials?
You've got about 6 minutes while the intro plays. The extended cut. Even longer on Paul's face. How close could you get the camera?
I'll do the quick intro.
The quick intro to support Pete, who's obviously not ready.
I'll do the quick intro again.
I love the old one.
No, we're good to go. We're good to go. I'm always ready.
I want to see his face.
Brilliant. Time for the socials. What was going on in social media this week, Pete?
Loads of stuff. Like, oh my God. And we've tried to do our best to, yeah. hopefully these pictures won't be as controversial. All right.
No, sorry, I was talking to your mouse. It was loading. You had the whirly blue ring.
So fucking hell.
Did we see Virtual Dave's idea? Roller. We should do an origin story on Roller.
Yes. I think we should.
I mean, the last we saw him, he got blown up, didn't he? In the mines of
Moria.
I keep going to see Moria. I want to see Moria. It wasn't Moria. It's that country keeps changing its name near me. What was it called originally?
France.
No,
America.
Wales.
I don't know.
Peru, or however you say it.
The ruby mines of whatever.
You think you're romancing the stone?
Yeah, ruby mines of such and such a place. Yeah.
Moria. Just go with Moria.
Yeah,
Change it to Moria.
Frodo and the lads just jumped in.
Let's spare the socials. Let's fuck off socials. Let's do places with mines. Right, John's got Burma. Kira's going for Burma as well. What else has
Burma,
mines?
that's it. Burma, which is near
North of England.
No.
Oh, no, not anymore. Never mind. Too soon.
Thatcher! Been up here too long now. No longer a Thatcherite. I'm a Thatchershite.
Burma, yeah. Right. Socials.
So, Blue Sky, Ian from Blue Sky taking, and I can't think of any other way to describe it, but like a simple, unadulterated picture of the reissue of Hot Rod.
You know what? Make that better. I make that better if you put some writing on that. Maybe a quote. Bring it to life.
Save it for your diary, Jay.
I don't think anyone's ever done that yet.
What pissed me off today?
Gonna mention that in his blog. Just such a the toy we should have had.
Yeah,
the toy we've got now. Tetradome with the blockies on the arrival to Earth, fighting on the bridge of the Ark. Just shows how good the blockies figures are, doesn't it? Love that picture.
Yeah. So
I mean,
yeah.
I heard some disparaging comments about blockies, and not only was I shocked, but I thought maybe I should delete my comment. But actually, no. Seriously, it gives people a representation of the favorite figures. They're cheap enough, and it gives something to grasp and to hold on to. And I think that it's slightly more aesthetically pleasing than Funko Pops. But I think that's what people should remember, is that giving someone a representation of an iconic character to that individual, and it's cheap and good quality plastic and good fun.
Okay. Blockies marketing representative Jamie Liddell.
I sold my soul long ago.
Double Dealer 93 not Andy Wright, somebody else that loves Double Dealer. Animated,
There's 2 others. Come on.
animated crime working out. I feel seen.
That's quite cool.
Constantly in the gym working out. Weight loss journey, weightlifting, miniature. I've never felt more represented, and he's from Animated. Excellent picture, Double Dealer 93. Kev, rise into light or fall into dark. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I have seen that before. That photo.
Is it based on something?
I don't know. Maybe it's like Thursday if you posted it on a Thursday, but I've seen it before, and I really liked it then as well. Really fast photo.
Nicky, the gold ones are hard to build, but I've got that's only the 2024 ones up. I haven't tried the 2025 ones yet. I'm hoping they've improved them, so they're not as jank as the 2024 ones.
Well, Alfire's got them, so he's going to be doing a video review on them.
Not if I do it before him. The heat is on Arrowfire. Bring it. I'm not. I have nowhere near time to do that.
Zero interest building a blocky in the war zone. Plastic Crack. Awesome picture.
Right, move along. Enough of a good.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair, Jamie. We need to call out. He's improving as a photographer. He's all right. He's got a long way to go. But
Come on now, the figure makes it. That's the thing.
Yeah. I mean,
it was such a good pose. I went and tried to mimic it and didn't do as well as him. So don't like it. But yeah, it's a good photo.
So he's now on the list.
No. But I instantly said to him when I saw that photo, I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to copy it. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to do that. It's just brilliant. And I really liked it.
And the colours on the figure really pop. I was never a massive fan when the toy came out, but I think there's so many talented photographers, it can make you change your perception of the toy just with the way the photo's taken. And a Street Fighter homage, because who doesn't love a little bit of Street Fighter? But we've called it.
Pop that on tonight.
Yeah. Bot Fighter. And that, I think, is Socials Corner for this week.
Brilliant, Pete. Thanks. That was awesome. Let's do a discussion. You don't know what the discussion is yet, do you? Well, I'm going to tell you in a second.
We now return to the Transformers.
I thought you were talking to us.
That's Russian roulette.
So, discussion tonight is what's the favourite part of your collection or your display or where you have your Transformers. I always think back to when the shelves were all over this side. It's kind of a homage because at the moment I'm just reconstructing my entire games room, which I can probably. There's Unicron. It is in an absolute state at the moment. So there's lots of stuff in piles, ordered piles. I know what they are. There's more stuff there. There's more Transformers, and then we've got some PlayStation 2 games at the back. With some Starships there, and then sort of behind me, more stuff. You can kind of see I've kind of built this long thing going all the way.
Are they baby
across.
wipes?
I don't think so.
They look like baby wipes.
Ideal for cleaning.
My kids are 6 and 9. No, 7 and 9.
Don't make it weird.
No, but baby wipes are ideal for cleaning. They don't leave like marks on your wall, painted wall and stuff. If you're cleaning stuff like
It is
grime.
true. That's not why it was getting weird.
No. But yeah, no, they're great. Why are we talking about baby wipes? I was about to say I'm great.
He's fascinated.
I just asked.
There's like a HasLab unicorn. There's like rare Transformers. Are those baby wipes on the floor? You've captured my attention there.
He's looking for something after last week with his broad. What's in his room? Baby wipes. I love you,
Hidden
man.
gems.
They're not. They are. This is in a bold package. So can you remember bold?
Yeah, it's
and they are transforms. They are stickers. So that's, isn't it? Is that Rudiger? Yeah. It's Antonio Rudiger. So they're Panini stickers from World Cup 2018, 7 years ago. A couple of boxes of those. So I do have a window. I do have a window, Ed. You can see I've put a new blind in. New blind. This isn't discussion, by the way. It's just my room. That's the telly. That's what you're all on now. Whee! Look, you can see Pete there.
That blind is class. That's what I'm going to get in my bedroom. A blind like that.
It's really easy to put up. It's a blackout blind. There's some of my books. So these are the books which don't make the front room section. You can see they go there. There's 2 tiers of books, which I'm glad you asked me about. Tier 1, front room books. Books that I like to read, but also books that you want people to walk in and go, oh, he's got that book. Then you've got upstairs books. These are books that I read a lot. They're in the bedroom. And you've got tier 3 books here, which one day I'll get around to, which I probably won't ever get one. Yeah, Baby Wipes stay in your life forever. They're so good, but they're absolute planet killers.
I've got Baby Wipes. I don't even have a kid, but I thought I was missing out, so I thought I need to get these bad boys.
It's funny because next week is scented or unscented baby wipes is the discussion. So I don't want to get too much into it. Save that.
For the adult collector.
John said world's worst cribs episode.
I don't know if you've seen some of the UK cribs ones, John. You know that's not true.
This isn't the discussion.
It was
talking about my room for a bit.
It was a footballer. They went to his crib and he just had a normal house, and he's trying to go back like, "This is my living room. It's got a table and some chairs." And he was really trying to big it up, and they were doing all those daft camera bits. It was I'm trying to remember which footballer it was now. I'll try and find
blinging out the front, like with those wide angle. It's just called Mondeo. Whoa!
Like this is like back garden where I got the hose on a reel. And just spraying the plants.
With Steve and Dawn are having a Barney next door as you're trying to film. Shut up!
This is where the magic happens.
Oh my god, is there an actual wipes discussion start?
So if we can start talking about wipes, the discussion starts, what's your favourite pubs, your collection? So I used to have all Billy bookcases all the way across there. I'm getting rid of them, taking them apart, taking them to the tip. Putting shelves up. But I used to, when the Billy bookcases all the way across, the bit I used to love was when I used to be a mainline collector, I'd keep them all in the box. But there was this middle section, which I think had Fortress Maximus, and then it had like all the rare stuff underneath. So it had like Titan's Return RC. It had some of his Repugnus or some of the monster bots that you had to collect. Blast Off as well, I seem to remember, which was from Japan, because the Blast Off we got in the UK, or the one which didn't come in from the original one, was it was a plane, wasn't it? Harry Jump Jet, whereas the Blast Off, which you could get from somewhere else, was actually a space shuttle. So yeah, so they used to it was just a really cool section of the collection. And I wanted to know, what are your cool sections of your collections tonight? Now, my co-hosts have put a lot of research into this and have been working across this all night, eager to show. I would laugh my tits off if Pete just turned around and went Brawn.
Well, I can't now. You've ruined it.
Just Brawn. Pete,
I'll go first. So when I first moved into the house, there was a plan for this to be my office, and as a result, a man cave. But as when I moved in, my collection was tiny. It really wasn't very big at all. But as it kind of grew and we got some details and built the cabinet and stuff, I had to think about how to try and display it. And this is where I work 3-4 days a week, I've deliberately positioned all my G1 stuff in that detail, like directly opposite my desk, because that is the cabinet I look round most at. Nice. You know, you don't see the stuff behind you and all the rest of it. But whenever I have a pause or something, I look to my left and I always see that G1 cabinet, and it fills me with so much joy and so much like and sometimes I don't even go into it. I just sit and look at it, And I don't have a massive G1 collection, but I displayed it so I see it all the time. Do you know what I mean? And it just fills me with a little bit of, you're having a rough day, you look at it and you go, yeah, it's not too bad, is it?
Oh, those colours as well. You've got so well lit and so
It's just,
nice.
they just
colours,
pop. Yeah, they and I think that's the thing, is the fact that you don't need to do I think anything clever. You know, they're very like basic, just LED strip lights, but the colours on the bots, I'm quite lucky that they're all still in, you know, good condition and they haven't faded and stuff like that. So I think if you well light them, they just still really pop, and you can't help but not look at them and smile. I'm smiling talking about them. I just, I love it. And I think if you are fortunate enough to have a space to be able to display your toys and stuff like that, the colours will, if the lighting is, if you're able to get reasonably bright lighting in the cabinet or the room or whatever, the colours do the rest of the work, and they really pop and they really brighten up a room.
No, luscious.
Yeah.
Do people say when you join like Zoom calls, people are like, oh wow? Do you get people saying like, look at that?
Genuinely today, there's a new guy joined the marketing team at work, and we spent the first 20 minutes of our introductory call talking about like Spider-Man, Turtles, and all the stuff behind and stuff. It's such a good icebreaker and a conversation starter now, because I think that pop culture and that collecting piece, and I think it's okay to like geeky stuff now because you know the world's full of it, and people relate to it, and they relate to all the stuff I have. I mean, I don't know how they're going to relate to the Cat's Lair when it's taken up 80% of the room, but it is genuinely it's genuinely such a nice conversation. Certainly, if you know, in my role when I'm meeting new people and new customers and stuff, it's a proper conversation starter, and it's quite a leveler as well.
I've always shied away from it. I haven't shown it when I finally set this up. So where behind me is going to be a desk going all the way across, and it's going to have, in that corner will be a retro PC. So I've built a Pentium PC, Windows 98, with a CRT that's going to go that side, Packard Bell. Then that side is going to be my proper PC, which will do all my work stuff. So all this wall and the wall where the telly is now will be cozy. I'm just working out what I want to display. And like you, I want to, what's in front of me whilst I'm working, I want to have like the stuff I love the most. I think it's mainly going to be Transformers, and then probably some Starships. But I can't wait to display. And really lucky, privileged to be able to do that. When the kids are a bit older, I think there'll be a challenge because one of them's going to want another room. But we just have to move house. But yeah, no, that's really cool, Pete.
Everybody wants a display room.
Yeah. Andy, what's your favourite section?
This is a useless topic for me because at the moment half of my collection's put away because I'm in the process of getting rid of all the Detolfs that I had so that I can change over to more of a Billy Bookcase style display area. So at the moment, the only real display stuff I've got is behind me, the stuff that you can see at the moment. And if you look there, that's one of my Detolfs where the glass on one side of it exploded.
Oh yeah.
And I had to move it into here for now, and then I'm going to get rid of it. That's the plan. And the other Detolfs are going. It's part of the reason why I'm changing over, because the explosion has made me think I need to change the Detolfs now. I've had them for about more than 10 years, I think.
If you need any Billy shelves or Billy bookcases, like
I don't
loads of them.
I don't, because the wife bought me like 8 of them, but all at the same time. That all arrived at the same time. We're all going like, right, we're just going to put those in storage because it's Christmas, and I'm not building all this shit now. But I need to get round to doing it properly, and I just haven't got round to it. So at the moment, I've got all this stuff here. I've got literal, the big plastic boxes full of tubs now, full of Transformers that I've had to put in there so that I can try and clear out stuff and start moving stuff out so that I can then get it all built up. But you see, I don't know, it's not a depressing topic for me, but it's one that always gets on my wick a little bit because I don't have a dedicated display room. So at the moment, the majority of my collection has been in my actual bedroom, because that was the only place to put them. Now, I was supposed to have a room for it. When we moved into this house, part of the reason we moved in was there was a room that I could use. But then my son decided he was going to keep getting older and being a teenager, wanted his own room. Just flipping selfish, really. Kids.
That's what adoption's for, Andy. I've been telling you.
Look, I suggested selling him to the circus, but apparently that's frowned upon in today's world. What's the world coming to? So yeah, there's this. Downstairs, I actually have a fairly sizable chunk of my collection downstairs now, and it's actually in our dining room. And the Billy bookcases that are in there, which were supposed to be used for boxes of our children's toys, they outgrew those toys. So the toys got slung, and I've taken over part of that just because I need somewhere to put them. As you can imagine, the wife is overjoyed. There's nothing she wanted more than my Transformers taking over parts of the house that they shouldn't be. But yeah, so when it's all up and ready, I don't know, the G1 stuff is always great because it's the G1 stuff, especially the stuff I've had since a kid. But then I now have enough stuff for a proper, fairly sizable Unicron trilogy display. I've got that's one shelf of Masters of the Universe stuff. I literally have 3/4 of the Masters of the Universe collection in their boxes stored away because I've got nowhere to display them at the moment, and that's another thing I want to do once it's all up and running. That's why I'm slightly jealous of you, Paul, because you've actually started to get into your room and being able to pull everything. And I know it's not finished, obviously, unless it is, in which case, kudos to what
Wow.
but that's what I kind of want
Just
to be able to
kisses.
do. Clear stuff out, get everything I actually want on the shelves, and then whatever doesn't make it to the shelves will have to go into storage for now, just because I've been told I'm not allowed to take over the room, the house rather. I will say this as well. Next door, behind that wall, is my son's bedroom. And in there are 2 of my Detolfs filled with G1 toys, which is an incredibly risky thing to do. But he knows very well to stay away from them. Don't you break those! But it was just that I had to clear stuff out in order to be able to start the process of changing things over. But yeah, I don't really have a favourite part of the collection space because at the moment the collection space is changing. I wish I had something like what Jamie and Pete have, because I think they're extremely lucky to have.
I don't have a
dedicated
dedicated room.
I mean, that room's full of Transformers, though, isn't it?
Just a coincidence, Andy.
It's got a dedicated space. I just so happen to keep all my Transformers in it. I mean, that's kind of what a dedicated space is, Jesse.
Sometimes I walk in here and I'm surprised. I go, "What? Wait a minute."
Yeah, but that's it. You can have. You look at like Sam Transformers, who's in the chat, and he's shown off the pictures of his office, and his office is literally set up. So when he's on his calls, just like you, Pete, it's got his whole collection around it. And like you say, it's amazing how many people have set it up like that now, and will say it's a talking point. You like that initial worry you might have had about people taking the mick or just being a bit like, what the bloody hell's all that? Actually hasn't been the case in most cases, and people actually want it. Oh wow, what's all that? What have you got there? I remember that stuff. Unless they're really young, in which case, God damn them. But yeah, I think what I want is a dedicated, like, proper room. But that would involve moving house, and I'm not doing that at the moment. So,
With a pole. For pole dancing.
Oh.
Play
I was like,
wow, that was an incredible.
How is a pole going to help?
Well, I mean, it would help with pole dancing. I'll give him that, but I'm just not quite sure how that helps with the display.
Pole dancing's an athletic sport these days, and Bumblebee.
Yeah, right. And what's that got to do with displaying the toys again?
Why not?
Pete had baby wipes. Pete spoke about baby wipes for about half an hour, to be fair.
Wait, is that why you've got the baby wipes, Paul? So you can like down the pole.
So, can you imagine falling off the pole, trashing the collection? Jesus.
All I can imagine right now is Paul doing that upside down thing down the pole.
I reckon I could do that. I reckon I could do that. I haven't drunk for 2 months now, and by the time my first drink will be at TFN on the 21st of March, 75 days challenge. So after 2 beers, you may well see me attempting to go an upside down pole dance because I will be battered after half a shandy, which is no different to normal. So that's fine. Brilliant. Cool. Can't wait to see that. Jamie, favourite section of your Transformers collection?
My bedroom. If I just grab this sort of camera there, so whoa. No, it's not good there. Yeah, you can see some of the Transformers I have out in display, some of the stuff there. Dislocating my arm to twist it. And then up there. Oh, you can really see up Cosmos there. Yes, so in this work office, I have a little bit of my collection here. Maylin does a lot of our work calls in here as well, so there's lots of people always asking, "Oh, what's that?" What's pointing out to stuff like that. And she's giving up trying to blur the background, etc. But if I share some photos, there's in the living room we've got an enclave or alcove, whatever it's called. I have some of my MicroMasters in there, which always sort of bring me joy. They were the first things I sneaked into the living room.
The gateway Transformer.
Yeah, and then obviously I have my Robertson collection there with some Yellow Park, which I think I'm going to replace the Yellow Park with some of the bigger blockies once I get round to building them. And that's just to the side of me there. You can see this sort of reflection going off there, where I have like my Seacons and some of the Headmasters, which are like some of my favourite parts. Displaying my collection is more like just, stacking them in like sardines, to be honest. And in my bedroom, I've got like the Titans there as well. And I'm going to have my bedroom redecorated, where I'm going to really try to maximise storage. So it's going to have like wardrobe on one side for my clothes and stuff. And then it's also going to have the other side, they're going to have as much storage as I can, just to sort of store away Transformers and other sort of memorabilia and toys. Maylin's obviously got a wardrobe she can use in the spare bedroom, so that's okay. I'm so that's fine. But I'm really going to redecorate the main bedroom to maximize as much storage as you can, because then the idea is to redecorate this office and try to. I don't want the sort of displays with glass where people can see it. I just want it kind of all closed off and in some way you really can't see it, apart from maybe some odd locations I might have as a display part, but where I could open it up and then I could see inside to have all those pieces there. Because I think where my display really comes in, and I think I'm at my point. It's obviously not going to always be the case, but it's definitely, it feels like that just now. Is my display is Instagram. My display is Facebook page. My display is a Messenger when I show my toy photography, and I at this moment in time, that's where I definitely am, and I don't know if it makes sense to people. Some sort of blockies that did this image this week, but that's where I'm at. That's my display. When I look at Instagram, that's what I'm trying to capture.
Could you try moving one of your kids, Andy, to Instagram?
Well,
and then you have their actual room.
See, I think
Can they live there?
I think a lot of people have space, but I think in the UK we are kind of unlucky when it comes to physical space in our houses. Because I think when you look at most of our houses are perfectly fine, plenty of space if you weren't toy collectors. And I think when you're a toy collector, the biggest battle comes where to put your toys, because the toys don't suddenly become awful or you don't love them anymore just because a new love comes in. So suddenly you're in this battle of which gets the pride of place in your collection. And sometimes it's with Transformers, it's not so much, or with other toy lines, it's not so much, oh, this is an upgrade to this is a different type of toy, or this is a different take on that toy, and I like them both. And you really start to get stuck. And I think there's a lot of people who do changing rotations, don't they? They'll put stuff into the loft and then they'll rotate it around, and that's quite taxing as well. And I think sometimes virtual displays might be something we might see in the sort of future. Where,
I get what you're saying. I've looked at pictures online of my robots and stuff, and I quite like it. And I think I'll go there, delve in, have a look. I used to do it with the PlayStation games as well. Have an online portfolio, and I do get that.
But I would like it, like to say, it was like how I would like someone to come in where I'm not showing them my tablet, but where I'm showing them like a painting kind of thing, and it rotates through all the photos. And it's constantly going through that, and I've seen that in people's houses. So instead of having the wall littered with family memorabilia, which it used to be if you went to your grands or older relatives, now there'll be like 3 digital frames, and it'll be recycling through different events for their life. And I think that's something I want to see when I get this room redecorated, is have some digital frames and just recycle through my photos and stuff like that, of your collection, because you still want to show it off, and I think that doesn't change, because you want to show that your love and compassion and your enthusiasm, although I think when it comes to dusting, it's a nightmare, because it was okay when you first started collecting, you had 10, 12, 20 figures, you got to 30 figures. When you start approaching 400 figures, you start thinking,
Dusting
and you don't want to get hired help, because you don't trust the hired help. Yeah.
So we've got a couple of questions in the chat. The first one, I think it's Gojira, said, "What do you guys do for a living?" So you don't have to answer that if you don't want to, but feel free to jump in.
I can say. I can say. Obviously, since the various global conflicts, I run arms. So yeah, I can do that. And that pretty much.
And you do arms. That's what really means.
And that finances the collection. Really, illegal gun trading.
Well, those guns at your OnlyFans account, it should be illegal to own these babies.
All I've taken away from this conversation, sorry, as you're getting ready, Paul, all I've taken away from this conversation, and as if the right people are listening, that my fellow co-hosts are allowed robots in the living room and the bedroom, and aren't confined to this space. So, just saying.
But can you say no to a Roboson, Grimlock? Well, I mean, it's the height of technology. Why would you
it's a centerpiece. We don't even have a TV. We just sit and watch the Robertson.
What's on Grimlock tonight? Nothing. Same old.
Sorry, Gojira, they didn't answer your question at all. Andrew English has asked, where do you guys store your boxes for your Transformers?
Everywhere and anywhere.
I started this week, literally this week, where I opened the box, took the figure out, and went to the recycling with the box. I've decided, unless it's like a special, like Studio Series 86, unless it's a unique box, I'm just going to have to get rid of it, because I do not want to be 75 bloody years old going up into the loft and picking up cardboard. I don't care. I'm not going to sell these figures,
Got
and if
5
I
years
do,
yet, mate.
you'll buy them loose, But I look at Pete. When Pete drops dead, I know then I need to worry about maybe selling my figures, for future family and stuff. But I just don't care. I used to keep the boxes because I thought, well, maybe people might like the boxes, or I could do something cool with the box art. But then I figured I don't want to do something cool with the box art. Just getting
I threw loads of boxes away today. There's loads. I've got bags of boxes in the attic, and they take up so much room. I just could not bear the four. Like Jamie, there's certain boxes I keep the box for. But yeah, I'd start getting rid of probably about 60 to 70% of my boxes now, and then keeping the important ones up in their loft.
Because I had to think, when I was a kid, my mum encouraged me to keep the boxes for the Transformers, because when I'd stop playing with them, I'd tidy them up and I'd put them back into the boxes.
Oh, nice.
So that they could be neatly stacked out of the way. Where if you, even back then, I used to like play with my toys, not just in my bedroom, but I'd come downstairs, so there would be a stack of Transformers pushed against the wall somewhere out of the way. My mum would make sure it was out of the way, and then I'd get them back out and play with them there, and that would be like on a rotation, swapping them around depending on who I was playing with. And I think that's why I struggle to throw away boxes, because it feels wrong to throw them away, but I need to because I have so many boxes for Ultron. I found a bag full of Transformers boxes for Transformers I don't even own anymore, and I didn't even realize I still had the boxes for stuff I've sold, and like, I haven't got this anymore. What the hell?
When it was Transformers sold to me.
No. It was afterwards. You got the Sandstorm.
I set.
Let's not bring that up again. Actually,
I kind of set a benchmark. I've set a benchmark on the value of the of the, of the bots. So I've kept the boxes of bots that I think are of a certain value and higher, because I think the regular chug stuff, you can't keep all the boxes. But I think some of the a lot of the masterpieces, like the Thunder Tank box, is humongous, and the Cat's Lair one, I don't even know if it's going to go in the loft hatch. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. But we'll find. I mean, look, we hardly use the dining room table, so worst case scenario, we'll just eat dinner off it. But I mean, you can't keep all. You can't keep all of them. But what's the criteria for keeping it? I guess. Are you going to sell it?
Or like?
Yeah.
It means a lot to you, or it's a rare Transformer stuff. It's something where it would be hard to ever get that back. Robocop's saying the worst nemesis is the HasLab unicorn box. Mine's the same. Like, I just don't know where to put it. Like, it's there, and
you've got to take something out of it.
It's but even if I take it out, like, there's nowhere for. I don't know. It doesn't fit in with anything. In fact, I was going to save it, put it in the loft. I'm not even sure if it'll fit in the loft. Save it, and then when the kids are older, sell it and take them to Japan for like 2 weeks. What I'm probably going to do now is sell it and get a Cat's Lair and a Thunder Tank, because they sound more exciting.
Yes,
and, I'd much rather have them in the coach.
Down the rabbit hole.
As the kids get older, they're going to have their own room, or you're going to say to one of them, "Look, kids, one of you is going to be adopted. Which one? You choose."
Or go
let them fight.
You just have a conversation with them. Sorry, kids, but one of you's going. Here's a knife, fight to the death.
We are going to move, hopefully, in a couple of years. So the next house, hopefully, we'll have room for both children. If not, then like you say, we'll throw a stick in the room and shut the door. Who comes out is the winner.
You said throw a stick. It wasn't even like something that would be a natural, just a stick. You think they're John Wick with a pencil?
A stick with instructions.
All right, cool.
Oh god.
That's it. That's it done. Discussion is done. So, thanks for joining us the week on Transformers. This show. Anything else, chaps? Anything I've missed? We've got everything.
Pretty much a month till Minicon now. If you're struggling for clothes to wear to Minicon in Manchester, it is going to be cold. So why not get yourself a T-shirt? Perhaps one of the Transformers the Show T-shirts by checking out one of the links on our social media accounts. Very reasonably priced, and 100% of the profit goes to Mary's Meals. And you won't get cold, because TFN have got a no nipple policy.
No. Oh, poor Dave.
Heard that, yeah.
Poor Dave.
Oh,
Poor Dave. Dave can come.
Both bloke being turned away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we not? I thought we had pictures that we could show for this, or are they just not downloaded?
Well, I can put some pictures on. Give me a second. Oh, it'll take more than a second. 'Cause I have to go to
It doesn't literally mean a second. We have to keep talking.
It only takes a minute.
Let's just all sit in silence.
But I put the link in, but then I forgot. Oh, I've used the fascist account. Well, not my fascist.
Don't worry.
Twitter's fine.
Oh dear.
But then Facebook is just as bad. Weibo, well, that's owned by the CCP, so not good there. So everywhere's bad. No, but yeah.
Sorry.
So I managed to get 4 pictures. One of those images, the person's quite old, so just be sure not to be too shocked.
Here we go.
But let's see. Shit.
Make sure you click on the right file.
I'm hoping it's not for my view. Oh, this could be for my viewing pleasure. So here we have a wonderful model here, which is Pete. Now we did actually before we did have the rest of us putting on these t-shirts in front of a test audience to see what worked. Paul was far too sexy. For some reason, with Vandy, people were sick. I don't know why. Weak legs. With me, it was a non-starter, because, but we opted for Pete, and Pete just he just shows it what the average man could look like, and which
the reality was Pete was the only one that actually had the t-shirt.
Average, underline.
In the way of a good story, eh?
And it elevates Pete because Pete already looks 2 weeks younger. 2 weeks. And there's a mug, pen, and a notebook. So when you're watching Transformers the show, you could take notes of what you saw and what you would like to comment on next week.
Paint
Jamie's Nazi account. Don't log in
And then
Nazi one.
Transformers the SF Waffen.
Didn't Emma design a black t-shirt like that? I don't know.
You can get this in different colours as well. People have asked before about the t-shirt. It is available.
What different colours? I think we should have a pink version because I quite like pink. Pink is a good Scottish colour.
I like it.
And you got your mugs there.
If you get
Sam's
3
got
of them,
mug.
you can do that.
Thanks, Sam. This is for charity,
Good luck,
isn't it?
Sam.
We don't make any money.
No,
from
this money doesn't go to
So-
us. This money goes to charity.
So, Dave, you make a very good point. Tape measures will be available. We're just waiting for the vinyl on the stickers, and they will be reasonably priced. So you too can measure the toys we talk about in the news.
But I think that's an important thing to reiterate once again, that all profits go towards Mary's Meals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Buying these t-shirts will not only make you look good, it'll help feed a child. This actually sounds wrong. Even when I try to say it in my head, it still says, but it actually all goes to charity, and it's fun. And if not, sponsor Pete. And if you can't do that, which we understand, because there's so many charities out there who need support, spread the word. Maybe someone else can sponsor it.
Share.
And to be honest, sharing is worth any type of sponsorship. It really is, because just spreading the word is the best thing you can do. It really is.
Hey, Douglas Baldwin.
And once again, the people that have been generous enough to support us with the merchandise they bought, whether it's a t-shirt, whether it's a pad, whether it's a cup, or even the sponsorship we received, we are so genuinely grateful, and we are going to feed lots of kids and help Toy Foo on the journey to raising as much money this year for Mary's Meals as possible. So thank you again.
So cool. And I think we definitely have to do the Decepticon one at some point, won't we?
We've
think
got
so.
to, because the Decepticons are the best.
And I think it should be recognised that Mary's Meals is one of the best charities in the UK. Where maximum money they raise goes to the actual children. And I think we don't appreciate that enough with how good Mary's Meals actually is as a charity.
And
unlike Children in Need, where it all goes to crack houses. Just
Lenny Henry's.
I'm joking.
Massive.
Children in Need is
Krakow?
As we get sued.
No, crack houses.
Sending the bloody money to Poland.
If you had to be
start with that, not with Nazi account as well.
If you had to be an Autobot or a Decepticon, what would you be, Andy? You're definitely a Decepticon, aren't you? I'll probably choose
all day
Autobot.
long.
I couldn't betray 9-year-old Paul. Who would you be, Pete and Jamie? A Decepticon or an Autobot? Well,
Unicorn.
Pete, you might be a Maximal.
Autobot.
I would actually like to be Cyclonus, but had a change of heart. I think Cyclonus is a noble warrior, as closest as to Carnivac as we could get in the Transformers G1 cartoon. And I think Cyclonus might have drew a line. I could see that happening in their storyline where he just thinks the Decepticons are without honour. They've gone too far. And he decides to go against the Decepticons, kind of like Six Shot, but the anime kind of messed up that storyline, I think, a bit too much. We had a complete personality change. But I think Cyclonus could do that, and I would like to be a Decepticon Cyclonus. He's just awesome. Imba, even.
I'd like you to be Alice. And I would hang around with you non-stop at every convention. We'd hold hands. Put that mouth away. Put the mouth away. I'll go and get the mouth out.
Bases.
I think on May the 11th I'd like to be Blur.
Cool, Andy.
That's a reference to Running Fast, just in case anybody didn't get there.
Ah, right. That's what I was waiting for the context.
I got that.
We're not getting context.
Look,
and then
he's raising money for charity. He's not a comedian. Let's just give him his dues.
You bitch.
Whose remaining budget's that?
Yours, apparently.
I haven't even hit 1,000 yet.
Only because Liokaiser's come out of a separate fund.
Saying you've got 1,500 left.
You said minus 1,500.
No, it was dash 1,500. It wasn't meaning minus. Can you read it again?
Oh. Graham, can you confirm? Graham, can you confirm?
Budget is around £1,500.
Oh, maybe he did. Maybe he did mean minus 1,500.
Yeah, because that's not a dash. There's no space between it. It's a minus.
You don't know the man's typing skills.
Yeah, he's not very intelligent, so I've got to give the benefit.
Shots fired.
Are you taking big budgets? Are you taking big budgets to TFN, the Minicon? I don't normally take loads, but I might take a little bit.
No.
Oh, no. I think I've just got a couple of things that I want on my list, and I'd be quite happy with one of them.
When we come off the chat and Emma's not listening, it's like, oh yeah, I've got a really big budget, mate. Is it one of those?
Emma, could you get me a cup of tea, please?
We know what the annual bonus is going.
Yeah, no, I would like, seeing as you've asked what I want to pick up at Minicon, I would like a G1 8 face or a G1 Carnivac if they're there. Toy Foo, if you're watching.
Oh, G1 Carnivac.
Yeah, but a
awesome.
good one, not with the paint off the top, like decent, like pucker. Doesn't need a box, but just pucker.
You can mostly still get them for about 50 quid. G1 Carnivacs. You know, that's still a good price, I think.
I think I'll be hovering around. There's going to be a good Toy Food table there, isn't there? He was saying you've got some decent size. I'll hover around there. I'm not sure what. I don't think I've got anything in mind I want to buy. I'll be looking out for different bits. It's sometimes just nice to pick up a really decent third-party Transformer. Maybe like, I don't know, Warpath toy, Fans Toys Warpath, or maybe Murr, whatever his name is, the Ultra. Yeah.
Gold Frankenstein
sometimes. I sometimes feeling myself wanting to get back into is the Gigapower Dinobots. Like, they're so shiny.
You have one. Don't you
I
have
had
one?
Sludge, yeah, I sold him. It just never went with anything. And I think, but if I've got all 5 of them, then they do go with something because they go with each other.
I just got a mental image of you selling it for like 30 quid.
Yeah.
I don't like it, 30 quid. It's yours.
That's why I bought the Thundercats, because I was getting the Cat's Lair and I was like, oh, I can't have the Cat's Lair without any Thundercats.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And how many Thundercats are there?
You knew that. I just thought, now that I bought the Cat's Lair, I'm going
Emma still online watching?
No. She's gone to bed. She hasn't, actually. She's always watching, always listening. Always
like Big Brother.
Nikki's question: could any of us go a whole year without buying a Transformer? We can't go a whole week. I think a year.
I could do it out of sheer
see,
spite.
see, look, she's like the Eye
I
of
could-
Sauron. She never sleeps.
Could I go a whole year? Do you know what? I've done a whole year actually, Nikki. When I was 2, didn't have any Transformers the entire year. So that year's done now, banked. And now, if anything, I could buy more Transformers each year.
But I think if you were to do it, you'd probably be spending the money on something else, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there would be something replacing it.
Yeah.
There's something about that, isn't there? Like, just to know that something's every now and then, I'm like, oh, cool, that's in the post. I'll be getting that like next week. I look forward to that. That's a little peak of the week.
Knitted socks.
Peak of the week. Peak of the week.
But I think that's why
pickups.
I started when I started collecting or expanding my Transformer collection. I think it was the kind of the lull points with the new stuff that led to me looking at the other stuff, you know, like the NECA Turtles and then Masterverse and stuff, because you're looking for that. I don't like the term, but that collecting fix. You're kind of like, oh, what else can I collect? What else did I like?
Yeah.
And then they do the NECA Turtles, and then Masterverse came out and stuff, and then you're like, oh my god. If Transformers stopped tomorrow, I'll just go more in with some of the other lines I'm looking at.
Dungeons and Dragons for sure. I would be buying those Sevens bad boys like that, But I think when you buy a toy or a Transformer, it's like for people, it's on display or for toy photography or whatever you want to do it with, even playing with your child. But that figure comes with a story. It comes with so much baggage with it already, which is the power of nostalgia. But I also think it helps when you look back at Transformers, vintage and products like Transformers the movie, even the animation, some episodes, but the comics especially. But they're still awesome. They're still good, and that nostalgia is reinforced because the quality is good. Where I think when I look back at some nostalgia products, maybe me, I look back at the GoBots and I don't think it was particularly great or not as good. The old He-Man cartoons do not capture the way, do not imagine as good as they were when I think about them. And then I watch it again, it's not. But when I watch Transformers the movie again through adult eyes, I still think this is amazing. This is brilliant. And this is a movie which is nearly coming up to like 40 years old. So I think sometimes nostalgia might be the gateway, but the product and the nostalgia itself still needs to be good and accessible. That's my feeling.
So what were you wanting to pick up from Medicon?
Nostalgia.
You wanted
Nostalgia. Can I have a big box of nostalgia, please?
Because that's
large, please. Mint.
That's what you're doing, isn't it? You're going there and you're buying things with a story to it, something that makes you feel good, something that's connected to it. You're not. I think
sometimes
what people
you just
do understand.
See a cool bot. Sometimes you just see something that you just like the look of. Pete, Paul, you've been like that before, where you've just kind of gone round, you've come back with something that you hadn't intended to go and buy, and I think that's quite fun.
Yeah, the randomness, the random bots that you pick up, that's so cool. Like you pick them up and. Can you remember we were ending the show like half an hour ago?
10 minutes ago. We've nearly hit 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, I'll just pad out now for another 2.5 minutes. 20 seconds.
What's your favourite song?
Well, is it Dear or is it The Touch from Transformers the movie?
Did you ever find you loved Touch when you were growing up, and then as you got a little bit older, like 18, 19, it's like the Dare took over, and Dare became my favourite, and it kind of felt like it was everyone's favourites. At that TFN 2018, it was it 19 when Dare came on. They saved that till the end.
We played it twice, didn't they?
Yeah.
Not Touch. They played
Dare
twice.
Yeah.
That was the encore.
See, I think the Touch kind of needs the whole scene and the setting of Optimus Prime and what he was doing. Where Dare can almost fit into nearly every Transformer scene which is going.
Dare to be stupid. That is Love that Weird Al Yankovic. Cybertronic Speed I think they've just released a new album. Sure, I have to put it in.
They've definitely done some new music.
Yeah,
because they've been pushing it, haven't they? Try and get them back on again for longer than 20 minutes. Just tell them to stay on.
Sing
put on
to
all
us.
put on all that costume. Just stay
for 10 minutes. That's great. Now to pickups, bugger off. They just sit there in their hotel room, like 48 years old, dabbing off their RC pen pain, going, right.
It's like some kind of a scene from The Office.
Yeah. Did you ever listen to The Touch? Ever seen what's it called? The porno film. It's not a porno film.
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights, yeah. Can you remember watching it for the
yeah.
first time? And I remember I was with my mates, we were watching it, and you got The Touch. He starts singing it, doesn't he? Mark Wahlberg.
I hate
He
that
records. But like, no one had mentioned that song for like 20 years, and I was with my mates saying, "That's the film from Transformers the movie," and they're like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, that is the." It's not his song. That's not. He hasn't written that. That is from the 1986 movie. And my mates are like, "Shut up!" I saw it. You know, when you look round, and I didn't know you guys. I had no one in the world to tell. I was like, I don't know what to do with this information now. Pushed it down until I found out about a convention for Transformers.
Until now.
Fucking everyone knew about it anyway. So.
Oh dear.
Right.
Do you think you might pick up that Rodimus series there by Manchester?
Which Rodimus?
The Takara Flame Toys crossover.
Oh, the T-Spark thing.
Yeah.
It transforms. It does, doesn't it?
It does. It transforms. Yeah. I don't know if
which is
it'll be
the
out for
first, isn't
Manchester
it?
one.
I mean, usually they've done it in special products, but normally when they give the Transformers license out, they're not allowed to transform, or that was one of the sort of made up rules.
Yeah. They don't transform anyway, they convert, remember. They're not supposed to use transform.
They transform.
Well, that's what we say, but they don't say that.
I see it.
It always says on the box, convert X amount of steps.
By transforming.
Or if Pete's doing it at a convention, it'll be about 50 extra steps, and he won't actually get to the end of it.
By transforming.
I would like it.
Hasbro Warriors.
I think I would like it, but I don't think I'm in a massive rush to get it.
Do you? This is a really good discussion.
Have the time to listen to me whine.
Save it for next week.
What a really good one. I'll save it for next week.
Oh, next week.
Next week.
Who's on next week? Is it all four of us?
Oh yeah.
I don't think I'm on next week.
Some of us might be away next week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys are good.
Yeah. A little romantic away. Wait, no, you're not. Where are you?
It's just
That's why I
JB.
can't come and see you because I'm away.
Oh.
JB's just going to do the whole show.
No,
The JV monologue.
Special invited guests. Yeah, there may not be a show next week. No, there will.
We might as well do the discussion topic now.
Well, no, hang on. We're not going to keep going. We're not on
We'll
next
just
week.
keep going
we
until
won't need to be back. We won't need to be back on Tominigon. If we do like 10 hours worth now,
It's not how
we
this
just keep
works.
we just keep plowing on.
I call this.
Got to think up for foreplay.
What are you thinking? We
That's it.
stop. We'd stop the show and then we'll just record several episodes. Keep going till the morning.
Oh, I'm not
Then
doing
put
that
them
again.
out for the next few weeks.
No
Wow,
one will
that
notice.
news certainly was something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Insert news.
Just Jamie. That's what it'll be called. That's what it'll be called. Episode 264. Just Jamie.
Hi, welcome to Just Jamie.
I might be on. I can't remember. I need to check.
All right, good. We'll
It's
give Jamie
Friday.
the heads up, wouldn't you?
Just imagine if it's 10 to 8 and he logs on to StreamYard. It's just sitting there going,
I'm actually quite organised as an individual. I
Can't it a little bit fine, boys.
I would love to do that. Just like we always spoke about doing a 24-hour show. When I say we, I did. I never felt that you were up for it.
As if you would have been able to.
But like, if you
Imagine
just done an
Lisa's
hour on your own, it'd be really funny.
I would read some
It probably wouldn't
poetry.
be that funny. Thank you.
Jamie
you?
discussing the political matters of the day.
Oh, I would. I'd love to do that. A 24-hour show. Not every day. Like
Constantly.
once.
The lack of sleep might be
In
an
my
issue.
night.
The Truman Show.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
It's constantly running.
We'll be going. Oh, it's work again. I've been to work for 4 days.
Welcome to our 24 hours.
Do you know what I think is lovely?
16 hours in. Just live
Poor
snoring.
old men. Good. Ed, that's a cracking idea.
Oh dear.
I think a live show would be fun. I think it would be fun.
And people could join in.
Live
Couldn't we? So we
24
like
show.
Bisto and Ed could jump in.
Stop
Like,
the
we could
people
have a
without
little
kids who've
sleep
got the
for
time
a
on their
bit.
hands.
Lily can jump in with Dave.
No,
It's just, like, we just rotate it. Like,
Or get other people to do it.
be honest.
If you want to run a 24-hour show, we'll donate and we'll come on for an hour.
Relay show. Is this starting to sound harder than Pete's marathon?
Yeah.
Yeah, rotating cast. Oh, I think it's got legs. We'd have to do it next week.
No,
We won't
I
do it
think
back.
it should be 24 hours of us four,
Yeah.
with some people coming on and watching how we deteriorate after 30 minutes, you know, and hanging
I
on for
struggle
dear
with
life.
2 hours on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Wish
I
could
mean-
do. Lily's up for it.
The-
Just saying.
Oh yeah, well that's definitely concrete evidence we should all do it.
That's
then.
one.
The fact that a load of people in the chat are just saying, yeah.
Yeah.
do it.
If
I
Tommy
can't.
to you want to do it because
How many of
first
these
ones are
people
too
will
scared.
actually
I'll
be
try.
there when
Yeah.
it's time to do it though?
Yeah.
Sorry lads,
Well, I
I
can't do Saturday. I wish I could.
We've got 20 people can do it, but they can only do between 8 and 9 o'clock, and no one can do later. So it's just going to be a really intense hour in that time. It'll feel like 24 hours.
How many people can you get on StreamYard at the same time? We'll condense it down. It's just 1 hour of 24 people all talking at the same time. Be
Dave's doing
brilliant.
5 minutes, right? 23 hours, 55 minutes now to find.
And what
Yeah.
about the live stream, Dave?
Yay!
Hey.
Lads. Okay, well, I'm getting into stream. Thanks so much for watching tonight. Thanks to my co-host as well. It was a good laugh, good fun. I am off to go to bed. Please head to Transformers Show on Facebook. You can join us there, and we'll see you. Might see you next week. I'm sure there will be something on next week. Definitely, maybe. Bye.
It's time for Transformers, the show!